Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World. And whenever you travel, do you ever have the feeling like you left the oven on in your house? You're thinking, did I leave the oven on? Is my iron still going? Well, today what we have for you are 6 little things that people tend to forget to do before they travel. So I want to make sure you do these 6 things before you travel, because you know what? I'm sure you have your passport and you got your visa. You've already got your hotel and airplane tickets all set up, but these are kind of like 6 little things that people forget before they go. And the first thing you got to make sure you remember is to call your bank and your credit card company. You need to let them know where you're going to travel and when you're going to travel so they can open up your cards, because there's nothing like getting to Sorrento, like my brother found out, and your card not working. Now what's cool, at least with credit card companies, they usually have a 24-hour helpline. But if you have a local bank or you're going to use your debit card where you get the best rate usually for exchanging money, your small town bank might not be open on the weekends or late night. So sometimes it's hard to get those to turn on. So make sure you do that before you go. And they make a little note and you don't have any problems, okay? The second thing you need to do, and the one that will give you the biggest sticker shock when you come back home, is your mobile phone, your phone bill. Look, before you go abroad, make sure you call your phone company, whether you're an AT&T or Verizon or Datefire or whoever, Vodafone or whoever you're using. Make sure you call or go to their offices and get a data package or an international plan for when you're abroad. Because the biggest shock people will have, they'll go abroad, they'll use their phone, they send some text messages, maybe check their email a couple times, and have a $700 bill. Because what happens is data gets really expensive. You don't buy a special plan, phone calls as well. So get a plan beforehand just so you can save money that way. So call them and let them know, because I've had friends come home with $700 to $800 bills and they were only gone a week and they didn't even think about it. Okay, so that's the second thing you make sure you don't forget to do, is go talk to your mobile phone provider. Okay? Now, the third thing people tend to forget to do is, you get into the run-up for the traveling and you forget to pay your bills. You got to make sure you pay all your bills before you go, because if you're going to be gone for 2 weeks and you haven't paid your bills for the 2 weeks before that, because you're getting ready for your trip and you're packing and deciding where to go and you're all excited, you might end up with late fees, and that could hurt your credit score, and you don't want to do that. And also the fees of having to pay extra stuff. So make sure you do pay all your bills before you go. What we do, if we're going to travel a long time, like in the summers when we go for like 6 weeks, we actually double pay our bills, so I don't have like a fine or anything like that from my water company or my electricity company, and it just kind of makes life easier. Now I realize that makes a little pressure on your pocketbook when you travel, but you have to make that judgment call. But still, make sure you've actually paid the bills, because you don't want to come home and find out, oh, they turned off the heat when it's -6 degrees outside. Not good, okay? The fourth thing you need to make sure you do before you go is hold your mail. The U.S. Postal Service has a really simple link on their website you can go to, have your mail held. They'll hold it for up to a month. No questions asked. They deliver it at the end. I really suggest you do that the day before you leave, and then have it come back the day after you get back, because if you're delayed or anything like that, you don't want a huge bunch of mail in your mailbox with nobody there. Okay, so make sure you get your mail held, or if you have neighbors you really like, have them get it for you. Either way, but I'm going to guess your neighbors would prefer if you had it held, because that just gives them more crap they have to do. Because the fifth thing you need to do before you go is set timers, okay? And let your neighbors know you're not going to be there so they can watch out. This is a safety thing. Make sure you buy some timers for some lamps and set them at varying times so they go on and off throughout the day, so it looks like somebody's there. Also, with that safety thing with the timers, let your neighbors know if you like them. Like, find the neighbor you actually like and tell them, hey, Rebecca, we're going to be gone. Could you please, keep an eye out for our house, so if they see anything funny, they can call you. We've actually had that. Our neighbor Rebecca gave us a call over 4th of July and said, hey, there's some weird people walking around your house. So it was really good to know. So make sure you do that. Timers, and let one of the neighbors, at least one of the neighbors that your friends are, let them know. Okay? Also, sometimes packages get delivered even if you have it held, so they can check out those things. And the 6th thing you need to do before you go is cut your fingernails. Now, I'm about 2 weeks out and my fingernails are starting to get a little gross. Okay? Not super gross, but make sure you cut your nails before you go, because sometimes you'll forget to bring your clippers, and yes, you can get your clippers when you're here, but do you really want to go to try to find, fingernail clippers in Germany or Hungary or China? No, you don't. So either bring a pair or just cut them before you go, because it's one of those little things you're not thinking about before you go, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I got all these gross fingernails, or they're too long. So make sure, trim your fingernails and your toenails before you go, because what happens is if your toenails get too long and you're doing all this walking, you could get ingrown toenails and all kinds of ungross, nasty things, okay? So those are just 6 little things to make sure you do before you travel, so you have a much more enjoyable time when you're here. Because look, I'm only worried about my fingernails now. I can use my credit cards everywhere I want. My mail is being held for me, so when I get home, I got our fan letters there. It's all set up, and I want to make sure this is all cool for you too. So if you have more tips for things to do before you travel, aside from that getting a passport and buying tickets thing, please put in the comment section below. If you want more videos on travel, please check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and we really appreciate your likes and subscriptions. And if you could, please go to youtube.com/woltersworld and subscribe. We would be like enthusiastically, awesomely happy. That would be super geil if you would do that, okay? So, I hope you have a great time traveling. We're here in Hamburg in front of the town hall. Cool nightlife city to check out. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye from Hamburg.